Yeah. Oh, you can't hear anything?
No, I can hear it now.
Oh, yeah.
And on?
Yeah.
Four Drive Podcast, powered by Tyrepower. We are back for another episode of Southern River Band with Let It Ride. To see us in the Four Drive Podcast on Instagram. All our episodes over at the Four Drive Podcast YouTube, Ronnie. I keep reiterating that because we've got our own little channel there now. Patrons, thank you for your support. If you want to check that out, patreon.com/4WD podcast. And everything over at that, just type it in, fourdrive.podcast.com.au on the web, and anything you want from us.
On the wild web.
Yeah. Hey, mate, you've gone and done it again.
What have I done?
I'm going to jump straight into this and waste no time. You know exactly what you've done. We don't know how you've done it, but you've gone and got yourself an INEOS Grenadier Quartermaster.
Oh, I have.
Mate, take us through what led you to that decision.
I woke up one day and thought, yeah, let's stretch the mortgage a bit more.
The amount of times now that we've been doing this show for about 100 or so episodes, and the amount of times that you've stretched your mortgage.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah,
I'd love to know who you bank with.
Well, yeah, I'm actually. I was supposed to have a meeting with another bank trying to move all my stuff over soon. Actually,
just keep delaying these meetings, mate.
I have been actually.
You have? Smart man. Hey, how is it? What's the initial thoughts? I mean, you know the Grenadier, the station wagon.
Yeah.
What are your early thoughts on it, mate? How is it driving around? How does it feel? What's it been like,
mate? It feels awesome. It I don't know. It feels like I'm driving like a flash car. That's what it feels like, you know. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's it feels so planted. Can't believe I managed to parallel park between your 79.
Impressive.
Oh, mate, it's like I didn't think I was going to make it, and I realised, oh shit, there was a pole there. The sensor didn't pick up. I didn't hit it.
What might be more impressive is watching us trying to get out of there after this show's finished.
I know. Hopefully others have moved because there's not much wiggle room anymore.
Get straight out in front.
No, you look. I've been thinking about it for a while.
Yep.
I've been thinking about it for quite some time, and I have sort of dropped a few little Easter egg hints throughout the videos.
Yep.
For example, would I buy the wagon? And I was like, I've already got two wagons, but if it was a Quartermaster or the dual cab Ute, it'll probably hurt my pockets. And yeah, it did hurt the pockets, but it makes up for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Something else will make up for the pockets, obviously, but.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to touch on that quickly before we divulge into what's the word? Divulge into the Grenadier, or you don't? Are we gonna? Is that going to be a Patreon?
I'll save it for the patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. I think I'll reveal pretty soon which one it is. I think some people might guess it anyway.
So basically, you're going to have to move some pieces around.
Yeah. Got to move a few chess pieces around the board.
There's not many garages so you can fit 4 cars in, is there?
No, there isn't. There isn't. Yeah, I'm actually struggling for room. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass having more than one car. You know.
I can agree. I haven't sold the Range yet, and it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, you might think it's convenient. Like you put it in for service, right? And you're like, oh, I've got another car to drive. But then, like when you go to pick up the car, you're like, well, now I've got to put this car somewhere to go get that car.
That's a great point, actually. That's what has been that's been handy as for that. Whenever any other car needs to go in for a service, so you've got that to use. But need to get rid of that as well.
Geez, must be nice.
No,
boys.
I don't want it to sound like that.
Nice,
I've been tidying mine up to get ready for sale. So
all good, mate. No, anyway. Very good, mate. Very good.
I'm still two behind this bloke here.
Yeah.
It's probably smarter to put the money into property, to be honest. But
but you can't drive your house.
No, well,
Ronny can.
No.
Ronny's got a couple of houses that he drives around.
Yeah, there's a keys change at home. At least I've got a few options.
Yeah. So you've gone and picked this thing up in Perth, and on your video you've driven it straight from the showroom floor to the dirt.
Have to, mate. You have to.
You're a crazy man.
Yeah. No, you have to. Within 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours you were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And performance-wise, the difference between I don't know how much you tested out there. You showed a little bit on your channel the week gone by, but
I haven't had too much of a chance to drive it off road because I've just been so busy and I'm going overseas soon just for a quick holiday and come back again. So there's a lot going on. I took it to the power line. I did give it a bit of a go.
Yep.
It drives really good. The wheelbase is super long though. It feels super stable, but I know one of the weaknesses is going to be that massive wheelbase. I'll have to get used to that again now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's even longer than a 79.
It looks it, I reckon.
It does, yeah.
It.
Not as long as the new Ranger. That is super, super long, but it's pretty long.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easy for reversing trailers, but it's not very easy to maneuver around with. At my cul-de-sac, I have to time it right to, I have to get it right from the start.
Yeah. What is the plan with the Grenadier then? Is this becoming like I'm confused as to where, because the Prado I thought was just going to be sort of your comfort off-roader. You've got the 76, which I reckon is doing the, you've taken that on the canning. It's doing that. It's built for the rough and tough stuff, and it's still very comfortable. But then this Grenadier is, I don't know, where does it fit? And the Troopy obviously is your big tourer, but where's the...
So the Grenadier is going to take the big sort of tourer application.
Right.
So I think we've just revealed something.
Okay. I'm saying you. Yeah, I'm getting you.
Read between the lines, you know what's going on. So the Grenadier, because it's a dual cab, we're going to go with the from the tub to the tray to the half canopy to the full canopy. And from there, we're going to dilly-dally in between all the things and do different trips with different applications.
Yep.
And I'll be talking about the experience as it goes. And because I figure like people watch the channel to learn stuff, right? So I figure, and a lot of the time, I'm basically the guinea pig, right?
Yep.
So I figure, well, this will be a lot of fun. I like just trying all different things. So people get to then see. And I'm already, it's already giving me a headache trying to figure out how to use a half canopy. Because when you think about it, the fridge is going to take up more or less one entire side.
Yep.
So these are the little funny, interesting headaches I'm going to be navigating so that people can see. Because often people are like, I don't want a whole canopy, I just want a half canopy. Then they might get one and go, oh shit, where did I put all my stuff?
Yeah.
Actually, I should have got a full canopy. Or someone gets a full canopy and doesn't use it all and wishes they had more space in a tray. So there's so many different options. But then there's the wagons as well. But there's two types of wagons, right? There's your city sort of weekender. That's the Prado. And then there's the 76, which is, rough and tumble, throw it around. The 76, I'm honestly more or less keeping because I really like that car.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is going to go through some phases then, this Grenadier.
Oh, yeah.
And purely for all of us to see, but are you curious yourself in what you're going to prefer? Like, do you know what you're going to prefer?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I like to think that I'll prefer the half canopy.
Okay,
but
so that's what you're hoping is the optimal. Well,
that's what I was thinking. But the more I'm talking about, with you now, I'm starting to doubt it. It's the whole weight factor as well. Like not having too much in it.
Yep.
Not overdoing it. So there's all these factors. I mean, it's very easy to overdo it. You could put a ridiculous amount of power in it. You could put a ridiculous amount of weight on it, and you got to weigh it up. Do you need all these things? Do you not?
Yep.
So that's the fun juggle part.
Yeah, and
find out.
That leads me to another question, which is just so what will you do then suspension wise if you're going to have varying weights on the back?
Yes.
Will you go to quite a heavy constant load to begin with, so that every time you up a weight or bring it back down, where are you going to find the balance in that?
I think the car's going to be quite heavy as it is.
Yeah, they are heavy.
Anyway.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
The heavy thing anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. So there will be a slight compromise at the lighter end of the scale, and there'll be, I've got to kind of allow for the weight, but also got to be careful with the weight. So even though I need a GVM upgrade, that's just something that I want to get anyway. Yep. I should have got it pre-rego, but I didn't. And that's because I was just too impatient. I literally woke up one day and was like, nah, I'm going to do this.
Today.
Yeah. It wasn't the day I did that, but it was like
phone call
trying to find a car that suited, because I was trying to find one that didn't have the leather seats.
Yeah.
But there was one that had all the things, but it had leather seats. And I was like, stuff it. I'll go that one.
Yeah. That's actually probably a quick point to jump in. The exact make and model that you've gone, because there's varying obviously ranges of the Grenadier. We didn't probably touch on at the start.
No, yeah, that's right. I probably didn't even touch touched on that on the channel either, really, when I was talking about it. So I've got the Trialmaster, which I don't know why it's not called the Trailmaster.
I don't know either. It's weird. I always felt like I was getting it wrong.
I reckon someone spelt it wrong, and then it's like, we'll stick with Trialmaster.
It's been published.
That's what I reckon, eh? But so skip the wagon that I had before that I borrowed. That was a base model, but it had all the extra stuff on it. This one's the Trialmaster, which means that it comes with the diff lockers. It's got all the extra little bits and pieces on it. Those windows, though, that is an extra.
The turret window,
Yeah. And that did narrow the choices down a little bit too.
Okay.
The colour, that was a choice because, not the smartest choice, Everyone thinks the car's black.
What is it?
It's Donny Grey.
Donny Grey?
Yeah. It's like
That's funny because you went through this last week, Ronny.
Yeah.
Showing me the photos of it. And you were like, oh, yeah, it looks black in this one and this one and this one. It looks black in this one too. It's black, mate. I'm sorry.
Donny Grey, mate.
But if it looks black in every photo, it's probably black.
Sounds like an English soccer player. Donny Grey.
It does, doesn't it?
Apparently, it's named after one of the guy's mates, Donny Grey, because there's a guy who's from a region that's always grey, and his name's Donny.
Right.
Like all the colours have there's like a Scottish white. That guy's got really white legs, apparently.
There you go. Having a bit of fun with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Donny Grey. I'm going to think of him. I think he plays for Liverpool. That's what I'm picturing Donny Grey as. Yeah. Liverpool.
Can you do a Liverpool accent?
Donny Grey.
I cannot. Tried to do accents on this show before and didn't go well.
Yeah.
We had to cut that bit out.
Yeah, we did. Did we? Maybe in the bloopers reel at the end of the year. Where were we? I forgot. Cut in on. We were going through the model.
Yeah. The model. Yeah. There's a Fieldmaster, but that one's a bit too fancy.
So Fieldmaster. Yeah. Okay. So I've got confused then. So Fieldmaster is a step up from the Trialmaster.
It's a step up, but I think the pricing's probably about similar. Hey,
right.
From memory. I'm pretty sure the price is almost on par.
Yeah.
But there are some things that you get with that you don't get in the Trialmaster, and then it's vice versa. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure if it's a step up, but it is their third option.
Yeah, okay.
So it's probably like more like your fancy, interior.
Yeah.
Some other niceties, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, just what was really attractive was what's on the Trialmaster.
Yeah.
And the other thing, every single thing on this car, it's already pre-modified.
Yeah.
It's all under warranty.
Yeah. We spoke about that at length on this show about what they come with out of factory in terms of four-wheel driving capabilities. They are built for off-road.
That's the other thing.
That a car that does a little bit of on-roading. Basically, that's what they've been made for. So all of this stuff comes out, which is under warranty, which is unbelievable when you think about it. And I know there's been, I think a few people said, the price is just unjustifiable for what you're getting.
Yeah.
But when you consider all that in, and I don't know, it starts to make a little bit more sense, I suppose, if you're going to go after one.
Yeah,
you're spending a lot on a car these days, no matter what.
You are, but at the same time, like justifying a price on a car is really individual. Like people tell me all the time that Land Cruisers are overpriced.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm happy to pay that for
me
them.
Too.
But then I look at cars that I would never drive, and it's like, wow, I don't want that much for that.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yep.
It's like I wouldn't buy a Ferrari. They're nice, but I'm not paying that much.
Yeah.
I'll pay a bit less and get a Porsche.
Yeah. That's a great point.
But I'll probably buy a house instead.
Same price. So then the plans for this, so obviously, like we just said, it's built for off-road. What are your plans, though, to modify that to become more off-road capable? And if it's going to be a tourer, is there much that you're going to do?
Well, yeah, definitely.
I'm sure there is. You're Ronny Dale. Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuel. Yeah. That's a big one, isn't it? That was a big sticker for you early days.
Yep. So I think what this build's going to be about is not all the stuff that I'm going to put on the car. Because
one of your tough dog tips of the week.
Yeah. It's going to be how the car's going to be used and utilised. How's the canopies going to be utilised? What kind of storage solutions am I going to use?
Yep.
Because it's easy. It's easy to put everything in the car, and then anyone can do that.
Yeah.
But figuring out how to do it and adapt is far different. So there's a lot of yeah, I heard that. This is, I don't know what happened there. There's a lot of crates that come that are in my 76. Now I want to be able to utilize those into the Grenadier as well.
Yep.
And I'm playing around with some different bags and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, things are going to move pretty quick. Now I already know what I'm going to put on the back. So the tray is already waiting, but I'm going to keep that a bit of a secret for now.
My lips are sealed. I know the secret, people. So put it, offer me a number, and you never know.
There's something I want to do with the tub first.
Oh.
Yeah. So in terms of the tub, I kind of want to keep that one as a secret.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm going to do with the tub. It's not going to be there for very long.
Yep.
But there's something I want to do so you can see something.
What about wheels, tyres?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Both?
Oh, yeah.
Because they come with, they've got the Goodriches on all-terrain BFGs.
Yeah. They're all-terrain, so I'm not a fan of.
Okay. Yeah, you said that actually in
all-terrains.
your video. I remember that.
Yeah. So definitely go on muddies on that.
Yep.
The wheel. So something I didn't realise with the other Grenadier was when I put the wheels on it, they were 17-inch, but they were only 7.5-inch wheels. And I had tyres on them that were recommended to be on 8 or above.
Right. So
that's something I didn't realise until looking into it again. Someone did alert me to that as well. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realise that. They're only 7.5-inch wheels. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there.
Okay.
So that's something I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. But they're going to be 17s. They can't be any smaller.
Okay.
And I don't want any bigger.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how big a tyre I'm going to put on it. I want the wheel to be as small as possible.
And have you been keeping an eye on, because we haven't touched on the Grenadier for a while, ever since I stopped talking about him when I bought a Land Cruiser and you gave Skip back. So in terms of aftermarket accessories and mods, and I know it comes with a lot on the car that you don't need to do or to touch, but is there anything that's tickling your fancy up front, bull bar wise? Like,
yeah, there's a bull bar.
Is there steps like
tickling my fancy?
Yeah.
Well, I got it with those sliders on because I knew straight away that I'll long wheelbase. I'm probably going to do something, and turns out it was a good thing I did because I would have already possibly dented the sill. Yep. Yeah. At the Mundaring power lines. Yeah. Yep. Just, those all-terrains, they weren't really gripping. So I'm like sliding and I'm like, oh shit. It left like three separate marks from the side step,
Yeah, right. Are they like side steps or actual?
The actual rock sliders.
Okay.
And they sit under. Now, I know it's a bit of an expense just to put those on just for this. They need to be extended. So I'm either going to extend the ones that are on or find some other ones that go a bit further out.
Yep.
Because I just like to have them out a bit in line with the tyres. So I'm also going to make the tyres just a whisker outside the guards so that when I contact the bank, the tyre's hitting it, not the wheel arch.
Yep. Good call. Is there any indication as to this bull bar or?
Oh, I'm sure you'll find out. Yeah, there's not too many people that make them, The other reason for the bull bar...
There still isn't, actually, yeah.
Yeah. The other reason for the bull bar is for the winch line.
Yep.
Because 15 metres on that winch... I'm pretty sure there's another winch that actually fits in that bar, the Grenadier bar, that can hold more rope.
Yep.
But I'm not too familiar with that brand. It's probably a really good one. Good brand, I don't know. But, so I'll probably stick with what I know.
Quick one. You don't have to. Tell me. Are you going to do hoops? Like, because I know on the 76 you've gone.
I'll go hoops. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yep.
narrows it down for me a little bit.
Definitely going hoops.
Righto. No, I'm happy with that.
Definitely going hoops because I'm not sure how high it's going to sit yet.
Yep.
The car, like the 76, I think I can get away with it.
Yep.
Plus, I think. If I do something to the front end of this car, I think it's going to cost me a lot more than the 76.
Yeah, so let's touch on that. So parts and availability, not so much in the mods and accessories section now, in terms of genuine parts for INEOS Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Is it? Because I remember we spoke about they have like backup sitting in different regions of Australia or something like that. And because there isn't many, they're a growing brand, so there's not.
Yeah.
It's not like the amount of 79s on the road where
there isn't.
Here, there, and everywhere. But is that becoming more increasingly available?
Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, they've still only got 2 models in the whole lineup, and all the drivelines should be all the same.
Yep.
So in that sense, there's only so many variants they have. So parts, in theory, should be, not so hard to get. I think the problem is more like who can fit them for you.
Yep.
So that's, but I know that they are slowly expanding and, making their network a bit bigger. But of course, in Australia, I mean, that could be an issue. But in reality, that's the reason why I didn't take the Prado out in the Canning.
Yep.
Because there's no, where am I going to get parts?
Yeah.
We've seen a few people that have damaged stuff on the car and they had to wait for stuff overseas. I recently had a spoiler alert here for the Prado 250. I had a front locker installed at ARB.
Yep.
And they had to, I was away in the Canning anyway, so it was no problem. They had to hold on to the car a bit longer because ARB had their parts, but they had to get a seal, just a tiny bloody seal for the actual diff housing, or for where the CV was.
Yep.
And they had to get one freighted from the other side of the country.
Yeah, right.
A seal for something pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything new, I know these cars have been around for a while, a couple of years, but anything new, you're going to have the same problem with.
Yep. And is there any sort of foresight to do any engine work, modify that? I think I heard you say that you can tune them up a bit.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing.
Because I remember them having a fair bit of spice when you wanted it.
Yeah, they do have some spice.
Yeah.
But that engine has a lot more spice.
Oh, okay.
In the X7. So it's got another 150 plus torque, Newton meters of torque in the X7. And the kilowatts is like 250. And in the Grenadier, it's like 183 and 550
Newton
meters torque. So it's quite derated, but it's a bit like derating a car, so you're not pushing it so hard, which means in theory it'll run less hotter and it'll be more reliable.
Yep. So it's for those that don't know, maybe
a BMW 3-litre inline 6 engine.
Yep.
Inline 6 engine is also known for being less rattly, less vibrations, and that's why they Toyotas use inline 6s, have in the past, just these days everyone seems to go for like smaller engines, smaller capacity, less emissions. Unfortunately, that's where we're heading.
Yep.
So I don't think we're going to see too many more engines diesel size that are going to be 3 litres or bigger,
Yep.
That's just the way it's going.
Yeah, because there's other variations of, sorry, you can choose a petrol engine.
You can,
in the
which
INEOS.
is a 3-litre straight as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then, do they have any other options
There's
internationally?
I think they're doing an electrical one.
I feel like I've read the same thing.
Oh, I think there might be even like a hydrogen one, a fuel cell one.
Oh,
coming.
right, okay.
Yeah.
So because they're going to have to be quite innovative, aren't they, INEOS? So I think they already are with what they're doing. But
I think just making a car that's designed for off-road.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're going to have teething issues and stuff, but it's now been a couple of years in, and it's also, I've been waiting a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because jumping in straight away, I mean,
it's a risk.
It was a big risk getting the 70 series with the 2.8.
Yeah.
And it was an even bigger risk going for the Prado with the 48 volt fault motor and all that stuff as well. So, I kind of saw this as a slightly less risk than buying the Prado.
Yep.
Yeah. And
it's interesting.
Yeah. And there was a lot of scaremongering about the Prado to start with too. And from what I heard, someone's done with a Prado across the Simpson. It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is the plan then? Like, what can you see yourself doing in this Grenadier? trips wise? Like, is there any early plans? I know you've just got hold of it, but is there any plans coming up where you think that's going to be the car that you're going to head out in?
Yeah.
And actually, just let me know about that, and then I've got something else I want to ask you.
So the Sydney full drive show.
Okay.
I'll be driving to that. So I want to go across somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
Not the Simpson. Been there, done that. So definitely not after doing the canning because the Simpson would just be boring as shit after doing the canning.
Yeah, right.
The canning is just don't know what's going to live up to that.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's that. We're going to do that run.
Yeah.
To Adelaide as well. That's yourself and Jaden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take it on that run as well.
Oh, will you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That might be a real nice little, because what I wanted to lead into was like is this the 79?
Well, that's what I want
next in line.
That's what I want to put it through
to
see if it is. I'm not saying it is. We got to find out.
Geez, I hope mine delivers on that trip. If it doesn't, it's probably driver error.
Yeah, you're in danger, mate.
I would
you are in danger.
Well, my car's in danger, I reckon, with me behind the wheel.
You're in danger of just being jealous and staring at Ronnie's car the whole time.
No. I tell you what, when this setup on the back goes in, I reckon I might be, but that's only because I want it on my own, car. But.
Well, hopefully I don't fuck it up, make it too heavy, and you have to pull me out.
I hope that happens at least once. Surely,
you'd be so satisfied if that happens.
We just need to sort your alternator out, mate, before we go. So.
I don't want to think about it. Hopefully there's no rain.
Actually, Chris has got a spare alternator right now. He's trying to sell for me. I might actually get that back off him.
Does he? I said sell for you. Sorry, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was like, getting rid of that. Right, so there's some early plans for the Grenadier to get going. What's the next step then? What's like, you've got it in the garage now. Actually, what's sitting out the front right behind mine. But what's next? What's coming soon?
Yeah, I think definitely want to sort the interior out.
Yeah, okay.
When I say that, I just want to put some covers on those seats ASAP.
So protect that.
Yeah. Because my kids have a bad habit of, they don't get out the back and go through the front. They will climb over to center consoles and stuff like that.
Yep.
And if you see the seats in my 76 from the canning, holy shit, I am so glad I put those seat covers on before I left, man. I'll be going the same ones again. Yeah.
Will fuel be another thing that you get onto quickly?
Yes. 100%. There's a major upgrade for it.
Yep.
Major.
Doubling?
Oh, it's more than doubling.
Double. Wow.
Yeah. It's almost tripling. Yeah, almost tripling.
Is it a 90 litre?
I think it's like 178 or 168.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
And you can keep the 90 litre?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because that drains into the 90. That's the only thing I don't like is it drains into the 90.
Room for a tank that big?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
and they haven't done.
I know. Why don't INEOS do a tank? You know, they should make. I don't know. Like, surely they'll be able to fit another one in there.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
What was the length of warranty on the Grenadier?
Shit, I can't remember.
4 or 5 standard. It's
not
Jaden,
can you tell us?
10-year Mitsubishi Triton warranty.
What was that? Sorry.
No, it won't be a 10-year.
What's the warranty on a Grenadier? Length of warranty, please.
5-year unlimited mileage warranty.
Nice.
Okay.
12-year anti-perforation warranty.
Yeah, there's a few
paint warranty. You got a parts and accessories warranty.
There's a few different ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good because I actually thought it was 3 years.
There you go.
5 years. 2 more years.
Look at that, mate.
Yeah.
Who knows what you'll have in 5 more years?
Complete
new fleet, I reckon.
There's so much to research on this car. Like, I've forgotten more stuff than I can,
So I know the canning will take a bit of time to edit and roll through and get that series out. Is the Grenadier going to be the focus on the channel now and taking people along the ride for that one, or is that going to be just pieced out across the? It'll
run side by side with the Prado. The Prado hasn't. Not much has happened to the Prado lately because I've been waiting for suspension for so fucking long, and now it's on there.
Yep.
I might have done a mistake with that already though.
Really?
I went for 500
constant.
constant, and it's kind of sitting up a bit.
Rough.
Well, I hadn't been able to test it yet.
Okay.
It didn't seem too rough on the road. I mean, I'm comparing it to a 70.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to compare to the Grenadier because the arse end of the car is so far behind me.
Yeah, true. Yep.
So yeah, well, I'm going to put some weight in it. So when I go take it for a test drive, I'm going to have to just throw some cement bags in the back, or something, not cement bags. Maybe some blue metal.
Yeah.
It doesn't make as much dust. And then give that a cruise around to see how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
I might have to go down to 300s. They just don't have them.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's such new suspension.
Yeah, okay. So the options aren't there.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
Prado, yeah.
Well,
Is
there
that what
weren't
you're
many
saying?
options at all.
Yeah, okay.
And then all of a sudden there was all these options all at once. But yeah, I had made my choice.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. No worries.
Tough dog tip of the week. Make sure you get the right spring rate.
Yeah. Can you maybe explain that a little bit more as the tough dog tip of the week? Because that's where I was just about to ask you. Have you got anything for me? But
Well, tough dog tip of the week, spring rate. If you got a dual cab ute,
yep.
and you're going to load it up, and you know you're going to put a lot of weight on it, you know you're going to tow, then you're probably going to want a 500 constant load.
Yep.
So with the Prado, if I knew I was going to tow, which I don't plan on towing too much with this. Well, actually, I am going to tow, but not a caravan. Then, and that's probably why, like, I don't know, not too worried about it.
Yep.
Because once you get that tow ball on, I mean, if you get 300 constant load springs and you got all this stuff in the back of it, and then you load a trailer up, all of a sudden you're sitting down. But if you have the 500 constant load, you're probably going to be right. And you're going to have your GVM upgrade. So you have to make that decision between all that. There are airbags and stuff to be more adaptable. That's probably what I'm going to do with the Grenadier.
Yep.
And their coils with airbags.
Yep.
That way I can adjust it, give me a bit more breathing space.
Yep.
With the weight.
It also means
add on.
There's not as much pressure on the original decision to, you know.
That's true.
You can.
That's true. I've got a little bit more wiggle room.
Especially if you're going to be tray, half, full canopy, back, forth.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's it. Because, you know, you take a canopy off and probably go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just sorting all that out. But yeah, with the Prado, yeah, I think I do have to be a little bit careful with. I'll see how it goes with 500 first.
Yep.
And then if I feel I need to, then I'll go 300. Ideally, I'd have both, because springs don't cost that much.
Yep.
You know, it's so I would honestly say if you're not sure, get both springs.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Leave them sitting around.
Yeah.
Because then if you want to change it, you don't have to like wait for an order or anything.
Yep.
You just take it in and go, hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah. It's pretty important to know. You can't just jump at suspension because it's something that you really need to think about. What are you going to be using it for? How much load are you going to be, you know, carrying on average? How often are you carrying that load? I find it really hard. I've had a couple of back and forth conversations trying to organise mine. Yeah. And it's like, I've got nothing in there most of the time. But then when I load up.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, now I've got to go back again.
But I don't want to ride around it. Yeah, 500 kilo constant because my nose will be dragging on the ground. Like it's sort of I don't know. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but it's better than having a car that's sitting with the wheels up in the air almost. You know, because you see a few caravans, people towing caravans like that, and it's like holy shit, man! Like, it's just, you got no steering.
Hard, doesn't it? You just feel sorry for the car.
Yeah,
you're just like that thing's just working.
Yeah, 100%, and just the steering.
Yeah,
you know? And you wouldn't. Most of your braking's on the front as well. I do know that. You know, we all know that when you hit the brakes, your nose is going to start going down, but it's not going to be as efficient. Hey.
Yeah, speaking of brakes, I had my first like real eye-opening experience with the Land Cruiser handbrake or the Toyota handbrake. I don't know if it's Toyota. Oh my god,
what happened?
I was just picking Lauren up on it was a decent hill, but nothing extreme.
Yeah.
And anyway, I threw it in neutral and just because I was just waiting 1 second, left the car run and threw it in neutral and pulled the handbrake up, and I was just rolling towards the car in front of me.
Oh shit!
And just like it picked up a bit of pace, and I was just like, oh, that's.
You obviously got in it.
Yeah, I was still in it. I didn't move. I was just sitting in the chair waiting, and I was just like, I'm just rolling away here. So that's crazy. That was my first real experience with the handbrake just being an absolute failure.
So a tip for you with that handbrake, when you pull up, get the handbrake nice and tight.
Yep.
Go to neutral. If it's not moving right now, it's probably not going to move, but then put it in gear and then turn the car off.
Yep.
Because what that's going to do is if it then does rest on the gear, it's not going to be as much pressure.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's a great tip, actually. I'll use that.
Because, like, when it is sitting on the gear and you're on a hill, you're like, bang, you know, when you pull it out.
Yeah.
It can't be good for it.
No, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
Does yours doesn't work either, Jaden?
My handbrake?
Yeah.
No, it works.
Did you get it?
Now.
Have you had it redone?
Yeah, I did. When I got the suspension done, they redid the handbrake.
Oh, that's good.
It's slowly, like, it's getting less and less.
Yeah, because that's what I felt like it was
it's
working
good.
fine, and then now it's like
you can retighten them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I have to do that.
Especially like what I mentioned this before, especially with an auto. With a 76, I'll park it, go to neutral, pull the handbrake up, make sure it's not moving, then I'll go to park. Because trying to get an automatic out of park when all that weight's on it.
Yeah, right.
That's hard.
The same thing in the autos as well.
Yeah. Especially when because I've had a caravan behind it before.
Yeah.
And I've had a situation where it's like, holy shit, you're like, wow, there's a lot of load on that park pin, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, right. There you go. Oh, well, I had my first experience. It was a bit weird. Yeah. Not used to that, that's for sure.
When I used to park my, I used to live in a different suburb, and my driveway's always been like this. I don't know, always end up with a freaking house where the driveway's like a hill climb. So I remember parking the cruiser there once and went inside. And then later, it was probably like an hour later, I had to go out and get something. And I was like, I swear I parked the car all the way up. Huh. Went inside. A couple of hours later, went back out. The car was at the fucking bottom. The wheels are just about to go over the curb and then onto the road. And then I was watching it and it was like, click, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, I'll sit there for a bit. Click, tick, 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 tick. No. So it's slowly, rotating the motor, like it's slow, like it's just slowly going,
maybe we should hit the listeners up, like give us your horror stories about a misfire and handbrake, because I remember hearing one and I don't know where I heard it from, but someone rolls into the house and says, "What's your car doing?" On the curb, horizontal to the road, and there must be some horror stories out there. I forget who told me that one, but they were just the car was gone. It was down on the road off the driveway, hanging out halfway across the verge.
I heard one. This bloke was camping with his 70 series. I think it was a 79 on top of a hill where there was like a steep drop off.
Yep.
And so he's got the handbrake on, hasn't left it in gear or anything. The handbrake's failed and the car's slowly rolled while he's sleeping in the swag somewhere. Rolled off the cliff. Gone. Just lost it. Because he forgot to leave it in gear, right? And the handbrake's just failed. He's on a slight incline and it's just gone.
Oh, shit.
Done. Yeah. Well, maybe we reach out. Give us your best story. Give us your best/worst story.
Like he wasn't in a rooftop 10, eh?
Mate, can you imagine? Nah. I always, every single time I get out of the 70 series,
freaks me out.
Handbrake, gear.
Yep.
Leave it in gear, handbrake on. As far up as it can go.
Even if you do that, don't fucking camp in front of a car.
No, never.
No. Not,
Yeah. Because, someone could even just turn the key, and
just jump on. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, send in your horror stories. I want to hear a couple of funny, but I don't want anyone to be hurt.
No hurt.
Apparently,
Some hurt.
Where our new house is, or been there for 3 years now, we're at the top of a cul-de-sac, and the guy who used to live there before, he was a painter, and he had a single cab 79, and one of the neighbours was telling me that his Land Cruiser ended up taking out the fence of this house 3 houses down, and it's just quite a distance from there, it happens.
It can happen. Just
let
us know when it happens.
Wasn't a cliff.
No, you don't want a cliff.
Yeah. So when you tell me that story, I was wondering, was that the one? I don't think I told you that one though.
No, I don't. Maybe not.
I reckon
unless it could have been. But back to the Grenadier quickly before we go and jump into some questions because there's plenty of.
I was locking a handbrake once. Good.
Yeah, lock the handbrake quickly and have a look around our shoulder.
What's the handbrake like in a Grenadier?
What is it? Is it actually? Do you even have? Oh, no, it's an actual lever, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's all right.
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
Where's the?
I hope it's all right.
Yeah, you would hope so.
You got the parking pin.
Jesus.
With the Grenadier, where in Ronny Dahl's mind, where's the dream destination to take this thing?
The dream destination to take this will be eventually across the Canning.
Right.
That is definitely on the cards.
And I'm going to say there's not a Grenadier that's crossed the Canning just yet.
Dare say there is. Maybe not a Quartermaster.
Okay.
But definitely a wagon.
Oh, right.
So as we went out, we passed the wagon.
Oh, you might have said that actually. Yeah. Do
Same,
you know who was in that? Do you know?
it was an old chap.
Oh, righto.
Yeah. It was
he was solo, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that's
he was.
Right.
He was.
You did say that.
Yeah, and I remember I had a quick chat to him, and then I drove, and I was like looking in the mirror, how many Joes has he got?
Yeah, that's right, because we spoke about the fuel thing. I do remember that now.
Where's all his fuel? Probably on the roof.
Yeah. So Canning ready for the Grenadier is the ultimate goal for this thing.
Yeah, but before it does the Canning, we've got to qualify for these other things.
Yep.
Would I take it straight on a Canning right now? I don't know the car enough yet.
Yep.
So yes, there is a slight hesitation of that. I wouldn't take any car that hasn't done like 10,000 Ks yet on the Canning stock route.
Yeah, right.
It would just be foolish because you don't know if there's anything with the car. So you have to drive it first. The Prado hasn't even done 10,000 yet.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah.
What's that sitting on?
7,000.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I need to put AdBlue in it. It keeps telling me about
Is
that.
it? Oh, it's giving you the reminders.
Yeah, we're almost below 1,000 Ks on that now. So,
right.
Yeah. I nearly done 1,000 Ks in the Grenadier. In fact,
Already?
I might do it on the way home.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But after dinner.
Yeah,
I've got dinner tonight.
After dinner, yeah.
All right, let's get to around the fire pit because I know there's a heap of questions. I'm going to glaze over too many and just ask basic ones. So
Yeah.
let's dive into a little bit of that stuff.
dive
Jaden,
in.
what are we gonna do here, Jaden? Are they
We got any listeners?
Are they voice?
Yeah, so we've got 3 voice messages if you want to start on those.
Let's start. Let's hear
All
another
right.
voice.
So before you press that button,
Go, Ronnie.
I'm just going to say, because if I can get this snippet right now, I'm going to put it on my own channel. Just this one question. And what you're seeing right now, you can see a lot more questions with Duggo and myself and Jaden behind the screens over there. Maybe I'll get a shot of him before I go. Maybe I won't. Depends if I remember. But jump over because anything I haven't covered on the channel will be covered here more in depth. Yeah.
And it is me.
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
It's me.
Is it Liam or is it Duggo?
What was the question actually? Was it?
Is that Liam Duggan?
Yeah. Well, it's either one.
It's either one.
for that person to know, it's
both.
either one. It's both.
Liam, the cameraman.
I'm whoever you want me to be.
Duggo, the podcast host.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm enjoying the podcast. Keep it up. Got a question about rooftop tents. I have a RG Colorado well body with a tub rack, and I want to put a pop-up rooftop tent between the tub rack and the roof rack. Is there anything I need to watch out for? My concern would have been different movements between the cab and the tub, but is there anything I can do about that? Cheers.
Right. So just so I got this correct, he wants to know if he can put a rooftop tent going from the tub rack across to the roof rack. Is that what he's saying?
That's what I understood.
Okay.
And I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Risky.
Very risky. Depending on what you're doing, you could probably get away with it if you never went on corrugations and you just stayed on the road. But any slight flex, the tub's usually connected to the chassis, so it's not going to move the same as the body of the car, which means you're going to get this like different kind of movements
Different behaviours, isn't it, between the tub and the cab?
Yeah. And it's just going to twist things loose. It could potentially damage something. It's not good. So most people in that situation, they'll have the tub rack and then I'll make it higher, like high enough so that they can use that and then can counter lever across the roof.
Yep.
And obviously have most of the tent over the tub.
Yep.
So that way the tub rack can hang over, and that's how you would do it.
Yeah. There's definitely options for
You
it.
just
isn't
want
there?
to put most of it on the tub.
Yeah.
Or on the tray.
As
Above
even-
that,
as
you can
evenly
have a
as you
little bit
can.
hanging over the roof of the ute.
You can,
But you want most of all of it to be
yes.
dedicated to
Yeah.
above the tray. Otherwise, you put so much stress on the things, on the bolts and the mechanism that's holding it in, that you'll end up with a broken rooftop tent or a broken car.
Yeah, because it
flexes differently. Exactly what you were saying, Ronny.
And the longer the ute, I mean, you'll be surprised how much some utes flex sometimes. You know,
A lot.
a shitload. Like, especially if you have like a back window and there's like some kind of reference points you can see. When you take it to the Mundaring power lines, for example, going through those wombat holes, you'll just see this going on, and you'll be like, "Holy shit! I didn't realize that my tray or tub flexed independently by 150 mil compared to the car." You know, so that's how much it could be.
You need to really know your load ratings, though, don't you? Because I had that exact feedback from my mates when I had the rooftop tent on top of my
on the Ranger.
So I had that aluminium canopy, but just the frame, and it was just like it was really behaving differently to the rest of the vehicle, and really exaggerating like that play. So I don't know. The alternatives are basically the options that he's got is you middle it up on the back of the tub as best you can. There's going to be overhang probably, and you probably need to do that towards the cab. Or if I don't know what the roof load rating on the Colorados are.
I don't think it'll be too much, to be honest.
Which you might struggle to then put a rack plus the tent on.
Yeah. And if you had it there, I reckon it'll be hanging over the windscreen too much.
Or you've thrown it right back and it's really off center, and you got to,
Then you got to worry about that end
then
again.
the stress is back on the mechanisms holding it in place.
Definitely. You'd have to put it on the tub independently, make sure there's enough gap between the roof and the rooftop tent to the body of the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the Colorado is around 80 kilos.
Yeah.
So the lightest, if it's a hard shell, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. If
you got to factor in the connecting mechanism too.
Yeah.
So like your load bars, you'd have to factor those in as well.
Yep. But I reckon the lightest was my rooftop tent. That was about 50 kilos as it is. So you've got 30 to play with. But
mine's 82, and that's a hard shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yours, mine, you couldn't carry anything else in it. That's why it was so light. It's just the mattress, shut the thing, doonas and all that, but that was going inside the cab.
And that's the other thing you got to factor in. Like when the weight they say on a lot of rooftops is probably without all the stuff in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing to think about as well, when you have that overhang onto your roof from the tray, whenever your car flexes,
You got to have space.
Yeah, you got to have the space, exactly. So that's something else to keep in mind.
Nice.
You'll know about it pretty quick if you don't have enough space.
Oh, very quick. Very quick, and there's not much you can do about it when it happens.
It'll even be worth having maybe some foam between.
Yeah, a little bit of foam on the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just be careful.
Hit us with the next one.
Good morning, four-wheel drive podcasters. This is Rick with the Grenadier, just calling to extend a big congratulations to Mr. Ronny over there. Big round of applause. Welcome to the tribe, mate. Very excited to have you on board as a full-time Grenadier Quartermaster owner, and very much looking forward to what you come up with in the coming months, weeks, days, years. It's going to be a journey for sure. All right, we'll chat at you later. Adios.
It disappoints me that I didn't go a Grenadier just to be part of Rick's tribe. So we've spoken about it before. Rick's voice gets me every time.
He's
you
doing
still
the
can one
well.
day, mate.
I still can one day, but I'll live through you and Rick for now.
I think Rick's doing the
you,
canning
Rick.
as well, Ronny.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he messaged in a couple of weeks ago asking for some advice and whether the Grenadier will make it across the canning.
Yeah, well,
We'll find
I
out.
assume the other
I
one
assume
made
it does.
across. If not, there'll be some parts on the way.
G'day, gents. Matthew back again. So with the talking about the diff corrections on the 70 series, I probably didn't explain it well enough, but like the old 70 series, the old 79s, 78s, 75s, what have you, that all have, the same chassis width, so they didn't have to widen the diff for the V8s. That's sort of what I'm saying is with 1GRs. I do apologise for not making myself clearer. I should have probably followed up with a second message about that. But
Nah, don't
yeah,
apologise.
there's a couple of examples floating around in Australia where if you go and basically measure it, the chassis isn't wider like the 2.8s or the V8s. And yeah, that's what I was more specifying about.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me, I think there was a tiny part of me that was like, oh, not sure. But then 90% of me was like, nah. These things, there probably is a diff somewhere. They're not telling us.
Yeah, there would be, hey.
And then I was thinking, oh, maybe it's an 80 series that they've just changed for the leaf pack and stuff. But no, yeah. Well, that clears it up. So yeah, there is no factory option for a axle housing that's the same width as the front.
So we can still only dream.
Well, yeah,
Of a track
or
correction.
spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or just go offset wheels.
Yeah, or just get a Grenadier.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew. If you want to send in messages to us, voice messages or otherwise, go to do.thefourdrivepodcast.com.au and click the appropriate link. That's all the voice messages we've got, Duggo. Do you want to read out the other ones or?
Yeah, let's go. Do we want to do all of these or do I want to pick a few?
Let's go through the first two and then we'll go from there.
No worries. Of course we will, because the first two are from our loyal
good
crew, across the
Patreon members.
So,
And then we'll always answer their questions.
Is there one that seems like a quick answer that I could take and put onto my channel to help people come over to this one?
Yes. Do you want to go Tom Dixon?
Tom Dixon. I do. Will Ronny GVM upgrade the Quartermaster? My wagon is a 3-ton with accessories, drawers, tools, etc. Doesn't leave much for the family and all the camping gear. Hence, we're taking a trailer to Montenegro in a few weeks' time. Wowee.
Where's that?
That is Montenegro. That's like...
Yeah.
Get it up, please, Jaden, because I don't want to
It's in the Balkans.
stab it. Yeah, we've spoken about the Balkans before, haven't we, on here? Maybe with Tom.
Yeah. Tom, it's below Serbia.
Yeah.
Across from Croatia. Next
Montenegro.
to Italy.
that is cool.
Across the Adriatic Sea from Italy.
Cool.
So anyway, did you want the question again or are you right?
Yeah, I'm all right. So, I'm definitely going to GVM upgrade it.
Yep.
And I should have done it before, but I didn't because I was too impatient and wanted it now. Otherwise, I'll be waiting a little bit because it'll have to be done over in Queensland and then get sent over. Plus, my budget was stretched as well in that sense of getting the car with everything. So I figured it'll be a good exercise to do it post-rego because many people will be in that position too. The car is up there in price. Like a lot of cars are up there in price. You usually save up to get the car. You don't usually factor in, I'm also going to GVM upgrade. I also want this and this and this and this before you release it, before you get it. So in that sense, I think a lot of people will be in the same boat of post-rego. So let's figure out how to do it.
Gear for the family, camping gear. Mm-hmm. I know you're going to put something on the back.
Yes. So
are there any other ideas that don't require you to tow?
Well, there is lightweight gear and there are tents and there are those inflatable mattresses and stuff. You need to decide where you want, where do you draw the line between setting up all these things, because anyone who's familiar with the Hillinox chairs, I've had them before. They're great, they're lightweight, but I can't be arsed with them.
Yep.
So I just bring a stool. I never sit in the chair anyway. Except for when I'm at the podcast.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Or at a restaurant later.
Yeah, even nicer.
That would be way nice.
Or if I'm driving the car. Yeah. The way I see it is I'm driving the car all day. I'm not going to sit around camp, so I'm going to do stuff, get active, sit in a stool. I get it. You're camping with the family. You want to sit down. You want to relax. Choose where you want to cut your comfort, because you're camping at the end of the day. Where do you draw the line of what you want to set up, what you want to do? And then once you work that out, then if you're happy to carry all this lightweight stuff, which means you got to pay more money for it, then that's how you make that solution. Or perhaps you sacrifice not bringing this, that, and the other. So there's some sacrifice that needs to be made. And when you're camping, particularly with kids don't need a lot of stuff when you're camping. They'll find something.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
All of a sudden the signal doesn't work anymore, and, you know, they behave like, well...
The imagination then flourishes.
Well, they behave like Gen X used to behave when they were kids, which is me.
All right, we'll go to Tom Russell as well, one of our other Patreon members. I'm looking at upgrading the N70 Hilux. It's done 440,000 kilometres. Thinking of getting a late model FJ Cruiser with a large 160-litre tank, unlike Jono's. The only issue I've been told is it uses a bit of fuel, being a 4-litre V6. Does Ronny know of any more?
Any more different options for
I'm
tanks?
going to say...
Yeah, I would say any different options
Of a car.
of a car.
Of a car. Okay. But he wants petrol.
Well, he's thinking of a late model FJ with the 4-litre V6.
Yeah.
And it chews through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
Is he the N70 is coming from? Is it diesel or is it petrol? Does he say?
Doesn't say.
Okay. I'm going to guess that it's petrol, because we're the same engine,
under the
more or
FJ.
less.
Yep.
Yeah. What other options are there? Well, if you want to stick with Toyota, the other option you'd have will be like a 120 Prado.
Yep.
That would have a lot more fuel too. And that also comes in petrol and diesel. Once you get to a 150, then you got a great fuel range, by the way, when you get to that. 150 litres of fuel.
Yep.
And unless you get that weird one with the wheel underneath. So I'd say, like, going from a Hilux to an FJ, you obviously want to stick with Toyota, stick with what you know. I'd say Prado.
Yep.
So you got Prado and you got FJ. FJ is like a lounge chair. Prado is like a slightly more upright lounge chair.
I love like a good mate of mine had an or still has it, I reckon. And it drives real nice. They are comfy to drive with a lot of power.
Yeah. Well, they're comfy if you're in the front. But when you're sitting in the back
no
of
such
Jono's,
thing as back seats.
with the thing above your head.
Yeah, there's no such thing as back seats in that thing.
I know he'll be listening, Jono.
Yeah, that was one of the neater FJs I've ever seen too. But maybe an option that's not Toyota, like
an option that's not Toyota. Oh,
Ford or Jimny.
Nah,
probably not.
No,
Everest?
I don't. You wouldn't get like the Go-Go, you know.
Nah, definitely not. But I'm just thinking, is Tom after that smaller, compact vehicle? Like, you know, there's not too many people chasing an FJ Cruiser these days.
No,
I like it though.
No,
It's great.
yeah. Oh,
Maybe a Grenadier?
The price just went up a lot. You know,
Yeah.
from like it's like a 10-year younger car too there. Oh man,
There's not too many in that sort of size with that engine.
Yeah,
you know, that size of engine with.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you go old, like a shorty GQ or something.
Yeah, I mean there'll be a GU will be an option.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, probably GU.
Prado
then.
120, 150.
Like that's where my brain's going after Toyota. I'll be like, oh, maybe
Pajero?
No.
Okay. That's what you get, Tom. That's what you.
Unless it's
That's what you get, Tom.
Well,
Tom Russell, that is too.
Depends how far back in time you can go with the, you get the solid front and rear one.
Yeah.
Right.
Got a couple of YouTube questions here, Ronny. So we'll pump these out. Very open question, this one, but I'm interested, and we've sort of touched on it already. Will the Grenadier ever reach the capabilities of the 79?
Will it ever reach the capabilities?
Doesn't seem likely from whoever this has come from.
Well, time will tell.
Yep.
Will it? I don't know.
Are you confident? Are you glass half full on it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say I'm glass half full. Like
Yeah.
like there's potential.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise I wouldn't even be talking about it.
I think there is.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100% there's potential, but I'm not gonna claim something is before
Yep.
I know it is.
Before trying.
Yeah.
Yep. Are the transmissions in the Grenadiers reliable? Have heard some horror stories about them failing doing some simple rock climbing.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, that's one of the good transmissions to get. You know, the old ZF. The engine being derated as well. There'll be failures in any car out there.
Yep.
And usually always focus on the negative, right? So when the Prado 250 first came out, everyone shit-canned that. When the 200 series first came out, everyone shit-canned that.
Yep.
The 300 series, everyone shit-canned that. The 70 series 2.8.
They got a lot of shit canning that did.
And the Hilux with the DPF issues, man, there was so much about that.
Yep.
I remember when I had a Hilux, the N80, the amount of comments that were in there like, shit engines, shit this, shit that. So who knows? Yeah. I mean, if I end up with engine failures and stuff, well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Yep. So a quick couple of quick fire ones here. Quick couple of quick fires. There you go.
Okay. A quick couple of quick fires.
Quick couple of quick fires.
Quick.
Worried about a BMW engine?
No, not this one.
Perfect. Can you give the Grenadier...
If you asked me before I drove Skip, then I would say...
You were worried.
Then I would say yes.
Yep.
Because, a complete unknown to me.
Yeah, that's fine. This asks, can you give the Grenadier a good high-load tow test?
100%.
You will be?
Yes, 100%. Off-road, also on-road. So I'll do the on-road exact same as I've done with the others to get the true...
Get the numbers.
Same numbers, yep. And then we will do some off-road, proper towing trips. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. And specialised mechanics for the Grenadier, where are you going to have this thing? Who's going to look after it for you? Are you worried that there's not many specialised out there, or are you just happy with...
Okay.
You're going to go to BMW. What's the go?
Yeah. So that is a bridge I need to cross. And this is just what I'm going to say here. Even with my Toyotas, I will use the cap price servicing until about 40, 50,000 Ks.
Yep.
At the point that my 76 is at now, I'm now going to take it to my mechanic of choice.
Yep.
I will seek advice from him after 30, 40,000 Ks with the Grenadier as to who I should go see. Because any dealership, doesn't matter which manufacturer it is, they're not equipped, they're not educated to look for four-wheel drive, wear and tear, that kind of thing. They'll simply take your car in, do the logbook, see you later.
Yep.
Unless you bring attention to it, they're not going to go looking for it. And to give you an example, my exhaust has come loose in my 76. I brought it into my Toyota dealership and I told them about it. They said they didn't hear anything. I get the car, rattle.
Yep.
I mean, you've heard it on the videos yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
It sounds fucking terrible
You heard
now.
it on the phone, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's getting worse, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, really? You didn't hear it? Oh, but now you have to come back. You have to rebook it and all. It's a fucking inconvenience.
Yep.
So I'd rather just get it done proper, you know?
Yep. Get the right eyes over it.
Yeah.
Does Grenadier offer any recommendations or anything like that? Obviously, like Grenadier or INEOS being a specific forward driving kind of company.
I wouldn't say they would, apart from the dealer that they're using, right? Because particularly not in Perth, they wouldn't know. Like that, they just wouldn't know. In Melbourne, they probably would know. Sydney, they'll probably know, but not. I wouldn't say in Perth. No. Yeah. If anything, it's probably something that they'd probably want to ask me. I don't know.
You're the Perth guy.
The guy.
Quick couple on Instagram. This is really quick. So, Destination 4-Wheel Drive has asked, are you going to be at the Sydney and the Adelaide 4-Wheel Drive show this year? Yes or yes?
Yes and yes.
That's easy. Outback Off-Road NT, probably a worthy successor to Ronny 79. Very exciting, eager to see the process. I'd love Outback. It's Regan, isn't it?
It's
Outback
Regan,
Off-Road NT. I'd love him to give us his thoughts on whether it could survive his way of life out in the NT on a remote station. Would be really interesting. So he hasn't asked us a question there. Sorry, I said a couple of quick questions, but
no, that's good, and it's that's very humble of you. That's cool. Hearing that from a cruiser guy.
I want to
especially the man himself.
All right, Prados _ misadventures. Quite like that. Did Ronny buy the Grenadier to tempt Duggo to change/buy it off him?
Oh my God, yeah, that's an expensive prank, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Did I get you, Duggo?
Anything for a laugh. Anything for a laugh. This guy, it's incredible.
Shit.
It's incredible. And just to finish on, Billy Matthews, petrol versus diesel Grenadier, long range tanks available for both. Petrol is no ad blue. I think he's asking the decision between diesel and petrol. What was that for you? Was it easy?
Oh, look, yeah, easy.
Yep.
If it was a V8, then there would be a slight temptation.
Yeah, okay.
Like a V8 petrol.
V8 petrol. Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah. I still long for the days. You know, people might think that the VDJ is my favourite V8 ever. It's in second place behind the 351 Cleveland.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Imagine one of them screaming across the canning. You do it in 3 days.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
float.
probably the rest of the car, the Falcon probably wouldn't make it. But yeah. No, that was an awesome.
Maybe across the Nullarbor on the blacktop.
Oh, I took it to Tom Price and back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that would have been a bit
only
fun, I reckon.
Only had to turn around because of the cyclone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I reckon my old boy would be right on.
On
par with you in terms of enjoying that.
650 Holly, 4-speed top loader. 9-inch diff, 351.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You and him can have that chat.
And then they removed leaded fuel, and it just
we've got him going here. Haven't we?
Oh my God!
You need to change pants soon.
My spark plugs kept going black, and I ended up selling the car.
Damn.
Oh bugger! And
couldn't get 15 grand from the bank to do it up. Unfortunately, I was actually going to gas it, just complete gas it. Lucky I didn't, because that didn't turn out to be very good anyway. But they would give me a 15 grand loan for an EB Falcon, which was a piece of shit. Thank you very much.
That's a real love-hate story, that one.
Yeah. If I could have had it still now, it would have been worth heaps.
Probably, yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, a lot.
What year was it?
I think it was 84. It was an XD. 84 or something.
Jeez.
I think XD was 84.
Yeah,
okay.
You can see why you're still spewing about it.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. That's the 4-Wheel Drive podcast powered by Tyrepower. Ronny, thanks. That was a bit of a grilling today on the Grenadier, the new purchase, but plenty to come.
Survived.
And
all
plenty
good.
more grilling to come. The Southern River Band with Let It Ride will see us out. The 4-Wheel Drive podcast on Instagram. Again, our new YouTube channel, the 4WD podcast. Head over there, subscribe. That's where you'll see us now. Patreon, stick around. We're about to chat to you guys. And the 4-Wheel Drive podcast.com.au for all your merch, voice messages. And I think we're due for an ultimate 4-Wheel Drive next week.
Absolutely.
Maybe. Look for that green emblem, the green logo.
That's it.
Then you haven't gone wrong.